everybody. Welcome to Real Estate Rise. My name is Michael Lee. I am the operating principal of KW Park Meadows. And today we've got Danae Policky with us. She is our managing broker. Danae, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Michael. It's a pleasure.
What specific tools or resources, does a brokerage provide an agent?
A good brokerage you want to be at, provides an agent with support and tools and systems that are tailored to you, right? There's a million firms out there that offer a million things. Everyone says, we've got tools, we've got education, we have the most cutting edge CRM you ever want. But all of those things need to be tailored to you and how you do business as an agent, right? Everyone knows there's 100 different ways to lead generate, and how do you do that? And how is your firm going to support you in the way you do business?
Got it. So it sounds like what you focus on is helping an agent build a business for how they want to do business. You're going to help them build their business.
Absolutely, because we have agents, and I'm sure lots of firms have agents, that sell 2 homes a year, right? And so we have some wonderful agents that sell over 50 homes a year. And it depends on what you want out of your business and out of your life in general, right? How do you fit this world of real estate into your family life, your personal life, right? Building wealth. Do you own rentals? Do you want to own rentals, right? Just how you want to do business.
Gotcha. So, you mentioned, tools, CRMs and so forth. If I'm a brand new agent and I'm looking at joining a brokerage, or if I'm an experienced agent, I'm looking at switching a brokerage, what should I look for in that brokerage?
I think for one thing, you want to look for community, right? This can be an isolating business, especially with all the new firms that are virtual, right? This can be a very isolating business, and you want to look for a community that is supportive and collaborative and is going to be with you, be a partner with you on building what you want to build.
How can you help an agent build what they want to build? Is there trainings? Does an agent work with somebody one-on-one? What's that look like?
All of the above, right? All of the above. Any good firm is going to be learning-based and education-based. As you know, Michael, this business is always changing. Every deal is different. Every market is different, right? And the market we're in right now, it can change week to week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about learning-based and becoming an expert at your craft, whether it's under my purview with knowing the contracts in and out so you can have an informed client so they can make educated decisions, or classes on, Michael, you're an expert at the stats class. What does that look like? What does active pricing mean when you're talking to your seller? What's in the inventory in the market, right? So it has to be first and foremost learning based so that you can consistently and competently improve your craft.
The market's ever changing, like you mentioned, and the way agents are building their businesses are ever changing.
Mm-hmm.
When I got into the business, I built my business off of internet leads, right? Other agents build their businesses off of open houses. Some agents build their businesses off of farming. With so many ways to build an agent's business and to help an agent grow their business, how do you have the expertise, or how does the brokerage have the expertise to help with all those different types of lead gen, if you will?
Well, yeah, because there are a lot of different ways, right? And you have to have a team that is comprised of experts, right? So a contracts expert, a commercial expert, somebody that has built a great business from geographic farm, somebody who's fantastic at calling FSBOs and expireds, right? You're fantastic at that. I, for instance, wouldn't be the someone to help you with calling FSBOs and expireds because my voice sounds like I'm 12. So I don't build a business based on phone, right? I'm a person-to-person person, right? So it's having a big enough and a competent enough leadership team that has all of that experience to help you through that, right? So Jen White, one of our wonderful coaches here, runs a Megan in the Making, and she has been a team leader. She's owned businesses in Costa Rica. She is an expert at business, about building a real estate business and what that lead gen and what that, she's very relational. She has a relationship business. So she knows all about and can share with agents and show them about building that business based on your relationships and your communication, right? We have an amazing agent here, Jenna Walton, and her business is built on referral business. She has an amazing network, right? And she's not afraid and not hesitant to share how she does that, right? We have a mastermind. It's Mimosas and Mastermind with Jenna and Ryan. They share every week with agents about how they do business and what their challenges are, right? Even if you're in the business 30, 40 years, you still have challenges that you come across, and you have to be in a place that has a culture of sharing that's willing to share their expertise and their challenges.
You talk about sharing. I've heard the stories about some brokerages not wanting to share because, they're afraid to lose business. Like, I don't want to tell you how I'm doing it because, I don't want you to duplicate it because then, I might lose business. It's kind of a scarcity mindset.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you see that out there in other brokerages? And
I've seen it. I've seen it in the community at large, right? And you see it. We all deal, and we have, multiple deals with agents. And there's some agents you'd want to work with time and time again. And others where it was tough to get to the closing table, right? And I think that stems from, again, the environment you're in and the education you receive. When I was first in the business, I had a teacher, and she said, we call them cooperative agents for a reason. Real estate is not like this. I mean, sometimes it ends up, right? But you're both working hard to get your clients where they want to go, the buyer and the seller, right? That's the point. Sometimes agents get in the way. They get in the way of that business. And don't forget, you're going to need these people on the other side of the deal. We all can get there together, right? What's that old saying about all the boats rise with the tide? It's absolutely true. Your success doesn't take away from my success, right? And that's whether you're in the same firm or different firms. And that's why a lot of our education here, we always invite people from other firms and invite people to speak from other firms because we can all learn and grow together and be there for the public together.
So let's talk about mentoring, right? I mean, I think every brokerage offers a lot of training classes, and this is how you write a contract. This is how you prepare a CMA. But let's talk about mentorship. If I'm an agent looking to make a move, what should I look for in terms of mentoring that's offered by a brokerage?
Well, I'm going to be short and sweet here, and then I'll expand a little bit. But you want to be in a firm that's going to have that mentor. We call them advisors, our advisor program, that's going to help you through those deals without putting their hand in your pocket at the same time, right? So a lot of firms will have somebody like a mentorship program, but there's no reason if you join a good firm that you need to give up the lion's share of your portion to that mentor, right? Because you're already probably splitting with the office, and then you're going to give another huge lion's share to your mentor. But any good firm is going to want to pour into you. We already talked about the educational piece, but they're also going to pour into you with a person to walk you through that transaction. Because remember, you have a fiduciary duty to your buyer and seller not to share confidential information with anybody else in your office other than who you've allowed to be, with your employing or your managing broker. So we established an advisor program, and you're going to have that advisor to help you through those first deals. Some people love having an advisor. They keep them for a longer time, right? But they're going to help you. They're going to help you with pricing that property. They're going to look through your contracts after you write them to make sure that you're doing the right thing, right? Because we don't want to be, as the division puts it, a danger to the public, right?
Sure.
We have to prove that we're competent. And when you're brand new in the business, you don't know what the heck you're doing, right? I remember my first contract. I think I put the survey dates after the closing date, right? I mean, what do you know when so you need someone to be a partner with you and to be an advisor with you through those deals. Sometimes agents are hesitant and they say, is it going to make me look like a newbie? Like I'm green. Are they going to trust me? The public loves it, right? They're getting two for the price of the one. And they're going to get an expert to help them through negotiations, right? What happens when we get that inspection? Is it horrible? How do we get you to the closing table and make sure that the client is taken care of? And you want that person there, but you also are starting your business. You can't afford to give away another 50% of your deal, right? So you want to make sure that you have you're in a firm that's going to get you where you want to go and still put you at the head of that business and keep you making money. It's not a money maker for the office, right? And all my advisors are handpicked based on their market knowledge, their contract knowledge, their availability, and their generosity of spirit. It's not a money-making thing for the brokerage. It's to help you get where you want to go as an agent.
Awesome. What about an experienced agent or an agent with a little bit more experience, right? Like, I'm not brand new. I've got a couple years in the business. But yeah, I want a mentor to help take my business to the next level and grow my business.
Absolutely. And again, that's personalized and customized to that agent. So we do have two wonderful coaching programs here. We have our productivity coaching, which goes, from newer to maybe 2 million, 3 million, and then a mega in the making class that takes it there all the way home. But it's really customized and personalized to that agent, because when you say, I want to grow my business, that could look different to a lot of different people. Do they want to improve their price point? Do they want to have more units a year, right? Do they want to be more listing or buying heavy, right? Do they want to spend more time with their family? Do they want to learn about leverage? Do they want to learn about building a team, right? Do they want to improve their systems? Do they feel like they're just kind of haphazardly going through and getting deals, right? Do they need to improve their systems? So it all is personal coaching designed to that agent and what they want their business to look like.
Awesome. What's something that we do here to help an agent grow their business?
Oh my goodness. Let's think. Well, to begin with, and I'll just be a little transparent with you here. I always wanted to do client appreciation events. I always thought they were so cool, right? Shopping, wine, all the fun stuff. And so I would really want to do that. And then it would be a week before the event. I'm like, oh, I didn't schedule anything. I didn't invite anybody. I didn't do any flyers, right? And so I think sometimes that's the most painful part of pop buys, right? Pop buys are when you take a little bag full of goodies and go buy your clients or people you want to be their clients and then bring them something of value. But again, that's a lot of planning. And the client appreciation events, those are fantastic. And remember, guys, it's not always about the event, right? We like people to show up, but it's about the touches. It's about inviting to them the event, reminding them about the event. Sorry you couldn't make it to the event, right? Here's our next event. It's about the communication around those events. But so I think agents want help in planning those things. So we do 4 pop buys a year and 4 client appreciation events a year. We just finished up a pool party, which was fantastic. And we do everything for the agents, right? So they can focus on other things. So we plan it, we purchase it, we put it together, we personalize it with your logo and everything. You just deliver it and make the contact with your client. So that's 8 touches a year to your sphere or people you want to be, in your sphere. Done all for you. So you can focus on other things and let us do some of that background work for you. Right?
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think for an agent, it's not always about the Popeye or the event. It's about touching your database, right? Mm-hmm. Touching the people and then having your scripts and dialogue down so you can work in that real estate conversation with your sphere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had some clients come to the pool party. I forgot I'd even sent out an invite. Like, what are they doing here? I'm like, I send an invite, right? And it's so nice when a firm can make those touches, 8 touches a year, so easy for you. All you got to do is invite people and then show up and be your charming self, right?
So I know a hot button in, that agents are looking for right now. A lot of agents are like, well, I want marketing. I want a brokerage that does marketing for me. What should an agent look for when they're looking at a brokerage and they're looking for marketing? What's that mean?
So it just depends on what you're looking for marketing. I mean, some of that stuff is just, it's so easy to put together and can be so impressive to your clients, right? We all know in the industry secret coming out, brochures don't sell properties, but sellers love them and think they sell properties, right? It's part of your value proposition. I always do brochures, whether it's, for a 250 listing or 1.5 listing, because it's part of my value proposition, right? And so they love seeing that. They love having a keepsake. They love having that out. So we partner with Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, as well as some title companies to put together beautiful deliverables for you, if that's something that you want. And you want to look, Probably 6 years ago, there were a lot of firms that came out that hired in-house marketing people. A lot of them have lost them over the couple of years, but it is important if that's something that ask your firm, do you provide marketing? What does that look like? Do you have examples, right? Will you help me put together a beautiful listing presentation? Is it hardbound, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you help me make sure that I have all my great testimonials in there? So just these are all great questions to ask when you're interviewing a firm. We have an agent that came from a small one person mom and pop firm, and she just did a big, beautiful listing in Larkspur, and we put together a brochure for her, and she loved it. She said, I've always wanted to level up my game, and now you're helping me do that. So again, it's so personalized. Somebody may not do brochures. There are some agents that are like, I'm not doing brochures. I do everything digitally. That's okay too, right? But it's joining a firm that's going to look at what you want in your business and help you get there, right? Because everybody's business is different.
For sure. And I think one thing a lot of agents don't realize about the real estate business, if you will, it's the agent's business to build, right? It's your business to build. You can build it as big or as small as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one nice thing is you've got to look at the brokerage, and are they going to let you build your brand,
Mm-hmm.
or are they going to make you push their brand?
Yeah.
Right. Can you talk about the importance and what the difference in that is?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I interview agents every single day. And a lot of them nowadays want leads, right? I want leads. Leads. What can you get for leads? We have to be careful, because if they're feeding you leads, number one, you're not developing your own sphere. Number two, you're absolutely not building your own business. So if you got into this to work for somebody else and be an employee, maybe that's works for you. But if you got into this to build your own business and brand your own business, then you do need to talk to the firm about that, right? Can I use my own logo? Can I develop my own logo, right? A lot of firms you can't. So that's really important. I love having my own logo. You know me, Michael, I'm a branding person. It's super important in my opinion, right? People aren't going to do business with you because of the firm you're at. And so it's important that you have your own brand, your own logo, so that they know you, they remember you, right? That's super important. So yeah, you're right, Michael. Not a lot of firms, especially if you're at a firm, a big, big box firm that everybody knows those logos, and you're purchasing those leads from them. You're not building your own business. You're not building your own brand. And a lot of times I have talked to folks and they're afraid to leave that because they haven't built their own business. They've spent 5 years being fed leads, paying a huge split for that, right? And not building their own business. So they're afraid to now go on their own. It's kind of tough.
What's the one thing that you would, if an agent's thinking about making a move or joining a brokerage, what's the one thing that an agent should keep in mind? What do you want to leave them with?
Do your research, right? It's important where you land. The environment that you're in is tantamount to your success. I think we all know 8 out of 10 realtors don't make it after the first year. There's a reason for that. I don't think it's skill. I don't think it's knowledge base. I don't think it's work ethic. I think it's the environment that you place yourself in. And so it's really important to have interview questions, right? Some of the ones that we've talked about today, and to really meet the people that are going to be there helping you through the business. Meet the owner. Michael, you're in here every single day. There's not one question that anybody asks that you don't have a great answer on, right? Have you thought about it this way? Michael, you're a wonderful out-of-the-box thinker about how to get business done. A lot of firms have rules and guidelines. You can't do this. We're not doing this. You won't be able to do that. This is too, there are a lot of firms that are very risk averse. You are not like that. You are, you are complacency reverse. And I think that is really, really important, to know who your owner is, know who your team is, your managing broker. Are they going to help you understand the depth and the scope of those contracts and what that really means? So then you can educate your client. There's nothing worse than going to a meeting, have a client ask you a contract question, and you're like, meh, right? You need to know that to be an expert.
You can't even get a hold of someone.
right? Or you can't get a hold of somebody, right? Be in a place that is education driven, right? And is willing to pour into you. Be in a place that is willing to customize their coaching, their marketing, their education to what you need, right? Why be in a firm that says, this is what we do? Well, where do I fit in that? I want you to come in when I interview you as an agent, you come in and tell me what you need. And I'm going to let you know how we can customize that so we can get you where you want to go. I don't want to fit in. I don't want to be an agent that fits into already pre-prepared mold. I want to be in a place that's going to customize their mold to fit me and what I need. Isn't that the point of interviewing firms and finding a firm that's a fit for you, right? I want the firm to fit me. I don't want to fit the firm, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Danae, thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining us.
Cool. Thanks for having me, Michael. I could brag about Michael for 10 more minutes.